Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP Reviews podcast. I'm one of your hosts, John Clemente. Alongside with me are two of my bestest best friends. I'm going to start with the guy with the pink headset, CHUBAX.
Hello, this is CHUBAX. And you can call me CHUBAX or Daddy.
We still haven't called him Daddy or Zaddy, but one of our other co-hosts and bestest best friends alongside with us as well is Raymond, aka RJ.
Hey everyone, good to be here.
And if this is the first time that you're on the channel, welcome. This is Plus 63 HP, a stable of podcasts and shows where we have a review show where we discuss cool shows and just dive deep into them and discuss whether you should watch it too, when you should watch it, and who you should watch it with. We also have a recording of our very first D&D campaign. So we've never been able to play it when we were kids. Now that we can, we are. We are very much enjoying our first D&D campaign. And our last show is our react show where we react to cool new clips, content, featurettes of upcoming movies, TV shows, video games, and other things that we are hyped about watching, listening, or playing. If you have not yet, we would love for you to subscribe. Just click that subscribe button down there, hit like, put a comment, click the bell so you know when our new shows are dropping on our channel. If you want to launch us directly from your browser, we are now at youtube.com/plus63hp. We are also on social media. Tweet at us and tag us on Instagram at plus63hp. And we are definitely in one of your favorite podcasting apps available around the globe. We particularly like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon. Before we get into our shows this week and the stuff that we are going to watch next week, we are very happy to announce our very first batch of giveaway winners. So again, we are overwhelmed by the support that you have given us in the past couple of weeks. We crushed our first milestone, so much so that we had to adjust a little bit our giveaway giving pace. So we didn't think that adoption will be that high, but nevertheless, we're very, very honored for you guys to just continue supporting us, and hopefully that you guys are enjoying the content that we pump out. So we want to announce our first batch of winners. So again, we had two winners of $25 digital cash transfer. So either Venmo or PayPal, we will be sending you $25 or Gcash, $25
In the
worth
Philippines,
of
yeah.
your local currency. And the two winners are, well, it's on the screen. So
it's there.
Manny Abeleda, one of our first 100 subscribers. He is also responsible for the amazing art in our D&D campaign. So thank you very
awesome.
much, Manny, for subscribing. Congratulations. We promise you that this was semi-random. Like we didn't pick our friends, but the first pull that we got was Manny. Congratulations. We'll reach out to you to send you your digital cash prize. And our second winner, kind of funny best friend and consistent liker and reshare of our content. I'm very happy that Philip J. Woodward has won our second $25 digital cash prize. We appreciate your support. We are also admirers of your work, and we're happy that we are all in this fun community with the other kind of funny best friends.
Amen.
So now we go to the major first milestone prices. So initially we were saying that we're going to do $63 or equivalent of your local currency for every 100th subscriber. And we're going to cap it to the first 500 subscribers first, because we didn't realize it was going to be that fast.
We got screwed in a good way.
We got screwed in a good way. We're very happy for the adoption. And we thought that it was going to be like, it'll take us a couple of more months to get, another 100. No, we jumped from 100 to 450 in just a
3
week.
hours. 3 hours. I
Yeah,
think.
three over. But
Holy cow.
from
Thank you,
from
guys.
our announcement to when it happens, like it was the benefits of being aggregated, I guess. So we're very thankful for the support.
Thank you, guys.
So we will have a new format of our raffle prices, and we will have consistent gifts to our supporters, and we will announce that soon. But to just
Watch out.
close out February's giveaway, we have our first 4 winners, since we have 400 subscribers and 450 subscribers currently. Our first winner, our 100th subscriber is Mr. Tim Ramos. He's our friend. So we're
Tim
happy that
Ramos!
we're happy we're giving him a little bit of scratch. But also we didn't plan that. So congratulations on being our 100th subscriber. We also have Unsane 21 Games as our 200th subscriber. Congratulations. We don't know
Thank
you,
you,
but
thank you.
we're happy to have you, and we hope to be your friend.
We'll reach out.
Mr. Sean Sarapudin. Does anybody know who Sean is? In our group?
I can research. We'll find out.
Congratulations, Sean. You are our 300th subscriber, so you get $63 as well from our group. But our 400th subscriber is Rohan. So Rohan. Sean, Unsane 21 Games, and Tim, Manny, and Philip, you'll get messages from us in the next couple of days on how we can transfer your corresponding $25 or $63 digital cash prize to your account. So
congratulations, guys, and thank you.
Thank you very much. Jay, CHUBAX, any thanks to our or congrats to our raffle winners?
Oh, I'm just happy.
Go ahead, Chui.
Congratulations to everybody, to us also. It's
oh yeah, man.
We've been working for this, I mean, we all do this for fun, but it's still surprising and amazing. I mean, I was already happy when we hit 100, and then suddenly it's 54. So hopefully we can keep it up, keep going. Let's hit another milestone, 1,000. 1,000 is the next.
Yeah. I must say, we started this just because we wanted to hang out with one another. That was just an excuse to do it.
Well, we're still doing it.
Yeah.
And we're still doing the same thing. Yeah, but now that we're counting subscribers, it's starting to feel like real. Like, I never imagined myself to be a vlogger. I just love doing this with you guys. And thank you to all the subscribers for all the support and love. This really allows us to keep hanging out, gives excuses to the wives. I mean, between me and Chewy, who are married, and to the other one who's trying to get one. So, by the way, if you're a subscriber and you're single and ideally a woman, JONG's available.
Yes.
Yeah, this has been super fun. But again, we're going to continue to announce our winners in this week's episodes of our different shows. So we'll give you a couple of reminders about that. But enough about our cash prices. We'll have more. We'll have more giveaways every month. We're going to think about a cool new gift for people that have been supporting our
not only
channel.
cash, also. We're thinking
not only cash.
Maybe, like used briefs or something.
I don't know. If we hit 10,000 subscribers, the Dark Saber is going to be one of the prize. If we hit 10,000 subscribers. So so tell your friends.
You never know. We might get it in the next 3 hours again.
Next 3 But it's
kiss
still
that
in
goodbye,
box.
buddy.
Yeah. We aim to give giveaways every month because we just we're doing this for you guys. Like, we're pretty okay ourselves. This is not our day job, but the idea of it is we want to grow a community of like-minded individuals that enjoy content and enjoy being with friends present. So hopefully you guys be our friends.
And if we hit 100,
hang out with us, man.
100K, I will give a PS5. Brand new.
If we hit 100K, I'll throw in an Xbox Series X as well. So let's do that. All right. We have a couple of years, but maybe by that time it's already the PS.
And whatever
RJ's
gaming
used
console.
briefs. And RJ's used briefs. So you get a PS5.
We're going to shoot 1 million
Series
subscribers.
And I used briefs.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. This enough about our giveaways and our our goals for the next couple of months, years. This week, we have a very special episode. Not only are we going to continue on episode 7 of The Peacemaker, the penultimate episode of The Peacemaker on HBO Max, not only are we going to continue on discussing the next batch of Legend of Vox Machina episodes, episodes 7 to 9, but we are also going to dive deep into the finale of the Book of Boba Fett, which is great. I have thoughts. And without further ado, let's start with the latest episode of Peacemaker. I'm going to turn it over to the handsomest person in our group, Raymond, aka RJ.
Thank you. Well, I'll try to put this and cut this into something really short, okay? So you're probably going to notice that the way we describe our reviews will be much shorter than how it used to be before, but it's because we're trying to allot more time for our discussions. So in a few sentences, episode 7, Peacemaker, stop dragging my heart around. So things that you learn here. 1, we learned how Peacemaker's brother died. 2, the team found that Adebayo was a traitor who planted the diary in Peacemaker's trailer. 3, sorry, spoiler alert, Mern dies at the hands of the infected Detective Hong. Peacemaker fights his dad, finally, the White Dragon, and kills him. And last but not least, the team prepares to kill the cow. So that's what happens in a nutshell. So my favorite storyline here was really the battle between Peacemaker and his dad. It's long overdue in the previous episodes. I mean, I like how it panned out. Obviously, the dad was out for vengeance. He was out to kill his son. Finds him by tracking his helmets because obviously he's the one who made it for Peacemaker. And eventually finds him. Smartly enough, Peacemaker ties his helmet to a raccoon. The raccoon starts dragging the helmet around the freaking forest. And here you got, if only they had a comedic background music, like in cartoons when they start going in and out of doors. That's what I felt it was. You got the White Dragon and his minions, white supremacist group starting chasing after, trying to chase a signal where the helmet was. So it was really funny. When they found it was a raccoon, Peacemaker was long away from where they were, met up again with Vigilante, not knowing that he packed all the other helmets in the trunk. So they know again where he is. But that triggers the battle. No matter how underpowered they were, I guess, in terms of head count, Peacemaker, with the help of John Economos and Vigilante, still was able to kick ass. Sad enough that Eagly was hurt. Yeah, I know. Eagly was hurt. Makes it real, right? But then final face off with Peacemaker and his dad. Awesome. I thought at first he wasn't gonna shoot him. But you know what? He deserved it.
He did.
Right here. That was my favorite part of this entire thing. How about you guys?
This was we kind of expected at some point that the Peacemaker and his dad were gonna have a show off. The payoff with Vigilante mentioning the creases in the armor as weak points was was paid off. So I like that. I was very happy with the action sequence between the white supremacists and the White Dragon versus the Economos, Vigilante, and Peacemaker. Just the choreography was pretty cool. This, because White Dragon was just in this powered suit where it's just kind of like Iron Man-ish, where thrusters was coming off his hands, and it's also his blaster. So I like the character design. Whenever the White Dragon falls off, he uses like the thrusters to stand back up and move quickly. So it was very well thought out. So I like that part. But thematically, there's a lot of very major beats in in this story. Like there is the beat of Mern, essentially the leader, the father figure of the group, dying, and again towards the end of the episode, before they launch to attack to the cow, because the cow is going to be teleported elsewhere. So once it gets teleported elsewhere, they won't be able to track it. So the reason why they need to kill the cows, they need to kill the food source of the butterflies, and that's the only way that they can defeat them all at the same time. So that was one, and then Harcourt stepping up to be the leader, or being voted to be the leader, is the other.
Voted, yeah.
A lot of the thing with, because like the synopsis was quick, the moment of resolution on why Adebayo did her thing, like Harcourt knowing that Adebayo is Waller's daughter, and then the plan was always to frame him for everything at the end of the mission, not during the mission, has always been Waller's plan, with good reason, because like he's unstable, has violent acts, he needs to be in jail anyway. So I kind of understand that as well. So that was a good kind of overarching theme again about why they're doing this, and why Adebayo is the conscience of the group. And then of course finally the revelation that Augie, the dad of Keith and Chris, Peacemaker and Peacemaker's brother, used the kids for like a dog fight, right? Like so
like a dog fight, yeah.
He'll have his two kids, beat each other up for people to bet on, and Chris probably hit him a little too hard, and Keith got an epileptic seizure and died. And then Augie has always blamed his son, although it's not his fault because he was the one who put them into the fighting pit anyway. So that being clearly laid out. So I thought there'd be like a bigger twist in all of this, but there wasn't. Like, they fought, Keith died, Augie got upset. And like what you mentioned, I thought that a Peacemaker will not have the guts to shoot his dad. He did with a Hitler kind of pistol, like a German pistol or whatnot.
Yeah, it's a Luger.
A Luger. That's a kind of like a very symbolic. And them preparing to fight the cow for next season, I think was well paced, because that way
next episode
we have next episode. Yeah. So I thought that they were gonna mash everything up in the next couple of episodes. I really like that. Okay, this episode, let's clear everything with the white supremacists, and the next episode, let's finish this off with the cow and the butterfly. So I think it's fun, not too deep, it's clear. I really enjoyed it. CHUBAX?
Oh, I love the series. This episode just it's like a microcosm of the whole series. It's just really smart that the major topic, the major storyline of the butterflies is very simple, very very basic, because it's about the character interactions where they go deep. So that was a nice, you don't really need to think too much about, the butterflies are bad, taking over, blah blah. We've all seen this 100 times, but it was done simpler, quick to the point, funny, even with the captain and stuff. I love all the character interactions here. Harcourt and Adebayo, Horn, even sacrificing, and then Vigilante and Peacemaker in the car. Vigilante's underrated. I like him. He's fun, and he's also he may be fucked up, but he's a stand-up best friend. I mean, I would like him as
he's a
best
great friend. And the only reason why I love him is because
I think we kind of have that.
Yeah.
He's just fucked up. Yeah, he might do something
really crazy. Yeah.
He might do something crazy that you didn't want, but not because he doesn't. He's fucking you up. He's just, that's what he thinks what's best for you. But aside from that, like, he sacrificed himself with the grenade. With the grenade,
sure, but
he got blown up.
Yeah,
he really looks up to Peacemaker a lot, man. I mean,
it's unhealthy.
Hangs on to every word.
It's unhealthy.
He hangs on to every word. When Peacemaker said, "There's no wrong time to rock and roll," he literally accepted that as a truth.
I hope Peacemaker does acknowledge him by the end.
Yeah.
Because right
I'm pretty, I
now
mean,
he's only
I'll
accepting
bet that he'll
Eagly.
sacrifice himself at some
Or
Um,
point.
he'll get
but
a
you know,
butterfly.
like you guys said, the action was great. The fight scenes, judo master was funny. He's
Judo.
just eating, and then he waited for the guys to come back out. And then when he beat them up, the cashier was like,
The
"Yeah."
cashier is like, yeah.
So it was fun, Eagly having his time, and then
Oh
the
yeah.
hug,
Oh, the hug.
Adebayo,
The
The
right?
hug.
hug. We
I
were
just saw
looking
an
for
eagle
that
hug a
since the
man.
first season.
So yeah, it's good. Even the choice of Harcourt, because Harcourt's the one that's actually, though she's cold, she's the one that's actually team first. Like
Mhm.
mission first, teammates first, soldiers. You don't backstab your fellow soldier behind. You don't leave them behind. So it was great. I love this episode. It's but everything that Peacemaker, whatever everything that Peacemaker is, and I love it. I can't wait for it to finish, and I hope we get more. I hope we get a second season. Because they
Oh
finally
yeah.
they're gelling. Even Economos, so his scenes are just amazing. So yeah, that's it for me.
I know that our fourth chair is not currently here with us right now, but he was nice enough to send his reaction and rating of Peacemaker. So we'll call in via satellite, pre-recorded message from. I'm sorry for the face; it's very scary, we know, but this is our fourth chair and also bestest
Oh.
best friend, Arnie, to give his Peacemaker review.
Hey, CHUBAX, RJ, Jong. It's Arnie here. I'm just going to give a quick
Volume okay?
reaction to
Yep.
the latest
Yeah.
episode of Peacemaker. As you all know, I just caught up with it and loving it so far.
Nice.
I still love that intro scene even after 7 episodes in. Um, real quick, I think this episode is like a setup, setting the board up for the finale. Uh, it just resolved the Peacemaker's issue with his dad, and we also got a little bit of backstory on how his brother died. Uh, the White Dragon costume, like I don't know, it's like an Iron Man, racist Iron Man suit. Uh, it was kind of funny, but it is what it is. I don't know if in the comic books that's what it looked like, but having him and his skinhead group pretty much bungling through the forest, trying to find Peacemaker. It was funny. I don't know, but it was a good resolution. Um, I was scared that Eagly would have been killed off, but luckily that scene with Peacemaker and Eagly with
It's a miracle.
Ado watching them and Eagly hugging Peacemaker in the end.
Adebayo.
That was like one of those touching and yet funny moments. Um, and then we finally got to see what the cow looks like. And as I mentioned to John on text, I'm so bummed that Detective Song was killed off or now is like a butterfly. But it's a good, I guess, an intro to the big baddie in the end. And like I said, this is just more like a setup on how on the finale. And the one scene that I found really funny was that when Vigilante was pretty much holding the veterinarian and the nurses hostage.
That's
He had to particularly say a male nurse.
And they were
as
nice
a
too.
male nurse, I'm like, that.
You
I
could,
know.
you're concerned about tape, but not
You're-
murdering them.
You're a
Anyways, and then
busboy.
of course,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this group is so nice,
Now we really have
the
to kill them.
staff wanted to help them out, and they were like, "Well, all things considered, pretty cool group, except for the guy in blue. He's nuts. Well, he is nuts.
He's
But,
an
but yeah, of course, I'm sad that their leader or Nerm was
Right.
killed off, but at least now we have Harcourt as the leader. So yeah, it should be an interesting episode for
Hardcore.
the next finales. And I think I'm still working that weekend, so I don't know if I could join you guys live, but I could record a video regarding Peacemaker. All right, that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
Right.
cool. Thanks, Arnie, for your
Thanks, Arnie.
quick review of Peacemaker. So I think we've talked about what we liked about the episode, and we can discuss it over more as we rate episode 7 of Peacemaker. So RJ, start us off. What is your rating for the penultimate episode of Peacemaker?
I love it. I'm giving it a 9. It has the action. It has the story gelling in. It has the humor as it always has
Mm-hmm.
had, and it's gory. So, and the eagle hug.
Oh,
That's maybe for that 9 to 9.5, just because of the eagle hug. How about you?
I'll uh I'll give it a solid 8.5 for the same reasons.
Awesome.
I Lots of great action. I love the action. I love that
Yeah.
they went all out with the CGI on the flight and the action with the white dragon. I really enjoy that. The multiple people in the action scenes, I like that as well. Um Also for the heart of the story about Adebayo and Harcourt's heart-to-heart conversation, them taking the mantle as Mern was being murdered by the butterflies, both as Mern as a Mern and Mern as a butterfly. Icknell Black, like I forget the name, but like as Mern was being shot, butterfly came out and the butterfly was also crushed. And again, the resolution of Chris and his father, and him actually saying that it's your fault that Keith died and not Chris's or not Peacemaker. That was good. So it has heart, it has action, and I particularly like, my favorite thing about this is it, again, like what CHUBAX just mentioned, super simple. Right, you don't have to overcomplicate these stories. Just make sure that your stories are tight and you follow by your own rules. And they have been following by their own rules the entire season. Now we have one full episode of them just fighting the butterflies and hopefully killing the cow. On the next episode, there's no like what ifs. There's no Disney Plus MCU sickness of jam packing so many things in one episode to kind of close everything off. I think this was very well paced, so I'm giving it an 8.5. CHUBAX?
I'll go a 9. I think the series is going down a 9 unless they change things up in the last episode. But yeah, everything's
Yeah.
good. Tight story, good action, good humor, good acting. I just hope we get more season
Yeah.
2. I am thinking though that once Peacemaker and Adebayo fix things together, one of them is gonna die. Either it's Adebayo or it's Peacemaker. I don't know how it's gonna go, but somebody's got to die. The list of deaths hasn't been that high, surprisingly.
Yeah. Well,
So
next week, as we end the series, we'll probably have our predictions as well. So I have my own predictions, but I'll leave that for next week. All right. A block done. Peacemaker, go watch it. It's only 8 episodes, HBO Max, or buy it on your video on demand service. It's available in your country. B block coming up are one of the coolest stories in content history. So, coming from tabletop gaming in somebody's living, becoming a giant media franchise with games and merch and dozens of graphic novels. We're continuing our discussion with the Legend of Vox Machina season 1, episode 7 to 9, turning it over to our critical role dude, CHUBAX. What happened in episodes 7 to 9?
so I'll try to be fast. We have 3 episodes, the third batch of 3 episodes, which is kind of sad because it means we're gonna have one more 3 batch episode next week, and then we're done for season 1.
No.
So the
We'll
Legend
just
of
rewatch it.
I know Vox Machina episode 7 to 9. Episode 7 is Canbo. I love this episode because this one was taken straight from the campaign. It's Scanlan going Rambo on bad guys' asses. And so basically, Vox Machina finds that there's Percy's sister is trapped in an estate by Professor Anders. So for that, but they're surrounded by a lot of soldiers. So to create a distraction, Scanlan volunteers and makes a distraction on another estate on the opposite side of the town, so they can draw away soldiers so that the main team or everybody else on the team can save Cassandra. So basically,
You
that's
always said I was annoying, so let me be annoying.
I know exactly what to do. What the fuck am I doing? It's so good. So Scanlan goes Rambo on that estate. It's so funny. This was just amazing. Everything he did was so Scanlan on point. There was even a group of soldiers playing D&D. That was so funny. The three the
One
three
of the rooms, right?
potions. Yeah, they were doing D&D. The three potions, and then the Triceratops. The Triceratops happened in the game, and him escaping to the roof, with the fire breath, and then if you're gonna watch an episode of Critical Role, you watch that also. So it was amazing, and then episode 8 is a silver tongue. So this episode focuses more on the A team, or the rest of the team, as they attack Professor Anders's area, estate where Cassandra's being held. And before that, at the end of episode 7, is when Percy confronts Anders, and Anders
Cuts Cassandra's throat.
Cassandra's throat. So that's how it ends. So in episode 8, they continue their attack on the estate. They fight Anders. Keyleth and Vax try to heal Cassandra, and they're successful. And then they go in ahead and fight Anders in this room with armor. And Professor Anders has like a silver tongue, which is the name of the episode. He can charm at first the armor, and then eventually Vox Machina. But Percy wins in the end and kills him. And then at the end of the episode, Delilah, seeing what happens, raises zombies, makes a zombie horde, and that's the end of episode 8. We go to episode 9, the Tide of Bone, when the undead horde just
Overwhelming everyone.
overwhelmed the whole town, killing lots
Yeah.
of people, and pushing Vox Machina to the brink, just all the way to the
Sun
Sun
Tree.
Tree. And that's when Pike comes from saves them via astral projection, because she finally settles the issues within herself, and she kicks ass. And basically that's it. They win, and then they try to sneak into the castle of Silas and Delilah, and they find one of the people that Percy wants to kill, Anna Ripley, and she's asking for their help, and that's when it ends. So this one, I'll just go first. I love this. I mean, I know last week was a little dip. I mean, it was still fun and amazing. We still loved it, but this one just brings it back to maybe even better than the first three, because like all episodes was a highlight for me. The Scanbo was amazing. Like it's just all the little details. And it's even better if you look at Twitter. There's some details that, because you're watching, you're not really paying attention to every single thing, because you have to enjoy the show. There's this scene where Scanlan calls out the gun. Why Percy wrote all the names.
The pepper box, yeah.
Yeah, but there's only 5.
The sixth one is
So he
Extro.
asked.
We
Who's
know
the
that.
sixth?
So I'm not a fan, but I am.
No, but
already
did you see the shot though? The image.
It's him, right?
No, yeah, but did you see the image? The image.
No, I
is
did not.
When he asked, there's only 5 names. Who's the 6th one for? And the shot is Percy's like this on the gun, but if you look at the shadow behind him, it's like the
It's like
guy.
this, yeah.
He's like this. It's so
Yeah.
bad.
So I kind of assumed like that was the
Yeah.
deal that he had with the devil. It's like, I'll give you power, but I'm gonna either
Yeah, but
kill
I
you.
think the way they're playing it, I don't know if he's consciously aware that he made the deal. I think it's more maybe subconscious, something that.
So it was kind of like in his dream, right? So
Yeah,
people
so-
say
Yeah. He
that
did
was-
say that there was a devil or
Yeah,
something.
so I don't think he's aware consciously of it. But that's the way they're playing. I also love so the Scanlan, the small details, the middle finger to block. That was so cool. It's like going
That was
like
the
that.
best.
The Triceratops too. And the lightning rod, the lightning blast from the dick.
From his crotch.
Yeah,
From
the
his-
crotch area. So he really did that. So that's amazing. And the big middle finger to exit as the episode ends. That was so good. I think and then on episode 8, it was a good fight with the Anders. I mean, I was at first I was like, why is he so confident? You know, there's like a whole team and there's just one of him. And then, of course, if you have that charm power, it's really ridiculous. And they just got lucky. They won with that. Then I also like all the details. Like, it's not forced.
I
For
felt
me,
like
at least for me personally, like all the subtle relationship hints,
Mhm.
like Percy and Vex. You can see why they're talking because they're both leaders. So
Mhm.
Vex's tendency is like something's wrong with you, so I have to watch
Hey,
out for
darling.
you. Yeah, because
yeah.
she's the one that's clear headed. So she's like, you're not right. So we have to fix this. And then the others where Vax is worried about Keelan. So they're kind of distracted in themselves. So that's cool. Grog is just amazing. I love all of Travis's lines like, must not kill Vax or not. Let's fucking kill everything. It's just so well done.
I got shot by arrow a bunch. It's a favorite.
I remember that scene when they did that in Critical Role. He busts into exactly the same thing. He busts into the room and they're all lined up.
It's a
And they
trap.
It's a trap. They fire arrows. This is in the campaign. They hits him, and I don't know how many hit points he got minus, but he's like minus 30, 40. But he's like 162.
Whoa.
So it's like it didn't fucking phase him. So it was so good. Like he's just like a beast. Everybody was laughing because like Grog didn't even flinch on that. Then I love
I
Pike.
like
Even Pike's story was good because it's like
yeah.
it was self-inflicted. It's like
Mhm.
she knows that the two paths of her team and then the typical religious team.
The temple. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, this is depravity and violence and sex, and this is the pure one. But even the Everlight was like, I don't fucking care. Just do
Either
you.
can be holy.
Yeah, just
Who are you?
be you, do you. Like
Be
that's so
you.
fucking cool. And I love the contradictory that is Spike because it comes from Ashley. Like her voice and the way she plays it is so innocent and so like
Hmm.
lovable, but the words is like, "Stop, like, let's fuck
Yeah.
shit up." Like
I love it.
it's so badass.
That's my favorite. It's like you're now blessed. Like you have like a blessed farmer's tools to
Rick.
fight the zombies. And they're like, now let's fuck shit up. Like, oh, cool. I like
and,
it.
and some of the imagery were really good. Like the symbol of the Derolo was good, and then the last shot of Percy on Anders.
Oh, that was done by
The
Keelan.
shot on the
Yeah.
window. That was like the
The
split shots
splatter,
there.
the
Yeah,
blood splatter
it
was
was so
really
good.
nice. Yeah.
Hmm.
Then the ending with the zombie.
Even his shot when it
yeah,
ricocheted
it's yeah, that was good.
and
And
then
the
takes off the lower jaw.
bad news as well, where he killed one giant, but then that's it. It's because it's
It's like
fucked.
it's still a
broken
work in
already.
progress.
It's broken.
I think in the game, if he rolls bad on bad news, he needs like 500 to 1,000 gold to fix. So
Shit.
it's that bad, yeah.
Whew.
And then yeah, for the last episode, they showed that was when Pike arrived. Yeah, that's it. I mean, this was an amazing episode for me. Like, really high highs,
Hmm.
really bloody, but the kids were able
Mhm.
to watch because I'm more of the sexual and stuff that I avoid from them. This one was more action scene. Okay.
Hmm.
So how about you guys?
Jay?
Well, I'm gonna start. Super loved the 3 episodes. I enjoyed it a lot. I also like the fact that it had a little bit of an insight of how the what's the name of the enemies? The vampire and his wife?
Lila and
Briarwoods.
The Briarwoods. Briarwoods, how they became to be. I mean, what happened? I mean, in a way, what happened? So someone was sick. Lord Briarwood was sick, and the wife, loved him so much that she did literally anything, would do anything, including summoning the whispered. Was that the
Whispered
whispered one or something? The
The whispered
one.
one.
Turning him into a vampire and turning her into her necromantic self. I also like how Vax is the
Vax.
guy, right?
Yes.
Vax and Keyleth, where he actually told her, I think
I'm in love with you,
I
right?
think I'm in love with you. And she's like, really? Now? You're doing this now? There's like a whole
I mean, you can see it from both sides, right? The other one we might
Yeah.
die
We're gonna
now.
die, so might
The
as
other
well.
one is like
Shot.
let's focus first. But I like all the
And-
details.
and-
Even sorry, just to interrupt the
Yeah,
vaccine
go ahead, go
with
ahead.
the zombies,
Yeah.
and he's using his knife like a machine gun because it always comes back to him. So he's like firing 3, and then it'll appear back on his hands. So it fires it again.
I want those daggers.
Yeah, it was just so badass.
I know, that's actually pretty awesome. I really felt that Pike was OP. She was
Yeah.
super overpowered.
Yeah, but
she had that massive spell, but
Mhm.
it's cleric versus zombies. It's like
it's
natural.
her thing. It's
Yeah.
the one thing she's strong at.
But you're really cute with Grog. Pike, you're back. Oh, you're glowing.
And buzzing.
So
Even
cute.
Scanlan.
You're buzzing.
Will you marry me? Yeah, sure. Let's do it right now.
Let's do it right now. Wait. He called the bullshit.
I know.
I super loved it. I am both excited and dreading. I am both feeling happiness and fear for the next 3 because that means that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it for season 1. Oh man! But yeah, overall, love these 3. How about you, Joe?
Yeah, CHUBAX right. A little dip in the second batch of episodes 4 to 6, but 7 to 9.
Agree.
Boy, I
Underrated.
love these 3. I was so happy that I was very prepared, that I had pizza, had some Diet Coke. I was relaxed. I finished work. I was very, very, very impressed in how much action all 3 episodes had, because I've always praised them on having some action piece in every episode. But this one was 2-3 notches above. So everything that they did had all of the pieces that I'm starting to learn about Critical Role. So I've been, like I said in our last episode, I am now invested enough to go back and look at other tweets or YouTube videos explaining the Easter eggs of the context behind all of the stuff that the like regular viewers don't understand. Like they have that constant door problem. Then there's actually a web page or like a Reddit thread that actually just tracks all of their web door problems. So every time there's a door, there's always a comment about a door. Like somebody's picking something, it's like it's gonna be a trap, and then they break it down, they get trapped. Even Scanlan running away has every time I see a door now, more often than not, they have trouble with it, or he bumps his head into it or something like that. So it gives me a little bit more joy. It's like I understand a little bit about that story, and there's more that I don't know yet, and I'm very, very excited. So I also had the initial comments about how either Percy is a little bit too OP, and for what's his name, like Ashley Johnson's character, the
Pike.
Pike's character was OP, but again, I in context, undead versus like the dark versus light is going to be easier. Her blessing the tools so that other people can fight the zombie is cool as well. But yeah, everything in these 3 episodes was fast paced, perfect for an animated series. Like all of the stuff that all the things that I want in an action-packed series was here. So I really, really enjoy that. I also suffer from the same thing now, that the next 3, I'm happy because I want to figure out how they will do seasons. Is one season 1 arc?
I don't know.
Can one season be 2 arcs? Will they finish the Briarwood arc in the next 3 episodes? Which I assume so.
I think so.
Same side, yeah.
So I think hopefully, if one season 1 arc, I'd like that, and then hopefully we can get a little bit more explanation of like how many Vox Machina seasons will there be, so that we can go to the Mighty
I know
Nine.
Amazon signed them up for 2 seasons.
Just
right
to,
now.
but, come on,
Come on.
we know that this is gonna get.
I hope
so.
This is too good to not be picked up for an animated show.
But
I think
If they decided for Reacher to have another season, then I'm pretty sure.
Amazon
yeah.
is in line to buy the rights to the remainder of the Tolkien estate. So Golem, gaming, movie, and TV show rights. So Amazon
But
has
they are
the
coming out with the origin story of the Lord of the Rings, right?
so that's just one season. So they have the Lord of the Rings prequel bought, but the remainder of the Tolkien estate, which is majority Gollum, right? It will be up for sale on the 14th, which is on Monday, February 14th. So Amazon has the first right of refusal, $2 billion.
Shit. Anyway, some backstory
That's
also.
a drop in the drop in the lake for Amazon. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
But some from backstory, like Percy's player, Taliesin Jaffe. He's really an out of the box thinker. He saved their asses more times than I can count in the campaign. Like the stuff that he thinks out. Like he always usually sometimes comes up with a comment. Like I see in YouTube comments like every time Taliesin says, Matt, I have a weird question. Because he's really thinking about other stuff, like how to apply stuff. So he really, when they do their after action report, he's really one of the reasons why they survive. And then the funny part, another funny part about that Scanbo episode is like when he busts in the campaign, when he busts through the room and it's a trap, he was already in the T-Rex form when he enters the estate, and then Matt at that episode, Matt just gives him the stat numbers for the T-Rex. So he's like, "What? I just gotta read this," and then so everybody's worried because he's alone, right? He might die. Even like Liam's like, fuck. But they're not in the scene, so they can't say anything. And then Scannon's just like always like, I mean, I'm a T-Rex, right? I mean, I should escape, but I gotta have some fun, right? I gotta
wait. Triceratops.
Yeah, I'm a Triceratops.
Okay.
I gotta have some fun, right? He always goes like that, even though he's like close to death. He's like, I want to escape, but this is just so much fun. It's like
and I like in the cartoon, he had spears stuck on him as a Triceratops.
Yeah. Because the thing is,
that episode for me is the most fun episode that I've ever seen. It's definitely currently my top one ranked Vox Machina episode because it had a lot of like logical stuff that he needed to do. Like, he distracted some guards, came in, lifted some hay bales so that he can prop himself up and get in. Immediately seeing the Duke shitting.
And we get
so that's great. Where do you see
that?
An American animated series where you're about to fight somebody pooping? The only miss that I wish Scanlan said is like, wait, did you wash your hands? If he said that would have been perfect. He got the D&D Easter eggs, the doors, the rooms, the different spells. When I was watching, I was like, shit, how much did those spells cost? Like where did they get all those spells? Like now I want a spell that I can breathe fire for a few.
He really did that. And then another tidbit I found out also in that episode is like when he became a Triceratops, he got a new list of HP points, right? So once that goes to 0, he reverts back to Scanlan with his full HP. So they don't share. So that's why he's like,
that's awesome.
I gotta have
of course
fun, right?
But I'm excited for our D&D to have all of these cool stuff. These cool spells, the fucking daggers that come back. Those are cool.
I can't.
Every time I watch it, there's like layers. So many layers. The comedy, the singing, even the singing when he was singing, he sings good. Like I really
the last episode, when he was singing the pike, it's a pike song on the last. I love that. But anyways, let's go.
Yeah.
But my last point was like, what if like the reason why my favorite character is still Scanlan is like when he saw the zombie eating that bystander. It's like, oh, and you guys need a third. It was like, oh come on. It's like it's like come on, in character. Like, I love it. Okay, let's go to rankings, ratings. Jay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 9.5. I
Mhm.
love it. No questions asked. Hands down, Scanlan songs were also awesome. Super love the songs. I'm happy we didn't get that much last 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So they had the Scanlan songs this time. Yeah, loved it. Hands down.
I'll go. I'm a 9.5 too, just because action packed, action
Mm-hmm.
packed, action packed, action packed. Like every episode, and again, it's so funny, so fun. So I can't wait for the next three, but also dreading the next three. Chubax?
I'll complete the trio. I'll go 9.5. It was just amazing. And if you think about it, there's like 6, 7 of them, and they juggling it pretty good.
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah,
getting their
Everyone
time.
has a good spotlight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so amazing. I'm sad also that's the last 3 go.
All right, so
So
that's our discussion about the latest batch of the Legend of Vox Machina episodes. Now we turn our attention to the main topic of the week, which is the finale of season 1 of the Book of Boba Fett, written by John Favreau, directed by Robert
Robert
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Um,
Love it.
before we go into the plot summary and spoil the episode for you guys, we're going to do something different this time. Whenever we discuss the main topic, we are going to start with our instant non-spoilery reactions first, and then we go into the synopsis while we discuss the details, and then close it out with some awards because this is the finale of this season. So I'll start with initial reactions. Chubax, what did you think about episode 7 of the book, or chapter 7, sorry, of the Book of Boba Fett?
So I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I don't know how much I love it, but it's pretty good. Lots of good scenes, and some I'm 50-50 on, but yeah, overall I liked it. Liked it.
Jay, what is your, when you finished the watching of the finale of Book of Boba Fett, what was your instant reaction?
I'm looking forward to a Mandalorian series. I was like, here we go. Where's the Mandalorian next? None yet. But I loved it. I seriously loved it, and I guarantee those that will watch it will also enjoy it. It's not perfect. There are still some things that I'm a bit iffy on, but it gave me some parts that I was looking for. Yeah, non-spoilery. I'll go into detail later.
I'll be the contrarian in this group. Terribly
Go.
disappointed. Terribly disappointed about this finale. With all of the cool stuff that we've seen from episodes 1 through 6, all of the cameos, this this landed well. Like, it was weird, a little bit of a contradiction. This closed down the book
Yes.
pretty cleanly. Like, you get resolutions about everything down to the what do you call this, the bonus episode, the post credit scene, right? So everything but the episode itself, I was disappointed with many elements of not only the story, but how it was paced, and most importantly, how it was shot. So we can discuss that as those scenes come along. But
So we
yeah,
have
we
a
have
wide
two.
wide range. No,
Mhm.
you were terrible. It's terrible for you. I'm just at a like. Then RG's at a love.
Yeah, so this is good. I mean,
Are we supposed to play a video looping?
we could.
I'll put it on.
Get some trailers, but so that is so if you are like on the fence about watching the Book of Boba Fett, overall it's a great series, but again, these are our first and initial thoughts for the season finale. Now I'll go through the synopsis bit by bit. If you haven't seen the episode yet, feel free to pause, watch it, and come back. Or you have, again, every episode that we have has timestamps, so you can just skip towards the extra or go back to the different chapters of this episode of ours and listen to those. But Okay, spoiler warning done. We're discussing the last episode of the Book of Boba Fett. We start off the episode um, clearly seeing that there's going to be a war between the Pike Syndicate, the mayor, which includes Cad Bane, and on the other side we have Boba, Mando, Fennec, and a bunch of the Scooter kids with a big, giant, black angry Wookiee and two green pigs as the on the other side. Boba was mentioning that there was going to be some backup because he went to Freetown slash Mos Eisley. That will
news break. We are at 511 subscribers. For some reason. I don't know what's happening, bro.
Guys,
can you double check on your side?
What's going on? Okay, I'll take a look.
There was like, look at 511. Let's go.
What the hell is happening?
All right, so probably in a few minutes on the next episode we'll pick we'll pick another one winner for our 500 subscribers. And again, that closes out
our initial promo.
Look at that.
Oh, guys, you better get ready for the PS5 and Xbox Series X.
And the dirty.
I'm getting ready with my dirty briefs.
All right. We'll recap this.
I'll pay for shipping.
Again, thank you very much for all those people clicking on our videos. We really appreciate all your support. All right. So as Boba and gang prepare for the upcoming wave of the Pike Syndicate, we cut to, and this is what I love about fucking book. So the one thing that I love about the Star Wars series is they don't dick around. They don't tease you. Start of the episode, we see Pelimoto welcoming an X-Wing. So that in itself, like, who's in the fucking X-Wing? Maybe one of the fucking cops that we like. Maybe like who? Like maybe
I saw R2 immediately.
I didn't. So when it dropped down and nobody was fucking driving it, or you can't see the head of the person driving it, bro, Grogu was in the fucking cockpit right away. That's super dope.
All our theories answered in the next episode. I
didn't expect to see him immedately. Actually,
exactly. I thought it was going to be at the end of the episode, a post-credit scene, a trailer for next season, but no. I didn't understand why they put it that early in the episode, but I really appreciate it because it was unexpected. So I think that's a good sign that the producers and directors of these series already understand that they don't want us, expecting that these shows are formulaic. They are in a certain way, but these things, like even the last couple of episodes with our special guests, Luke, Ahsoka, all these other people, the Mandalorian itself. It's like, they're shattering expectations of what TV is. I really appreciate it. So we did that, and then we go back to more planning between Boba and Fennec in terms of their of them preparing to be infiltrated by the Pike Syndicate. But we see that Boba's team is spread out in different areas of Mos Espa. I keep on switching all this. And so the mods or the Power Rangers are monitoring one area. Boba and Mandalorian is hunkering down in their current HQ, which was the burnt down bar of
the sanctuary.
The sanctuary. So what's the name again of the head person there that I hope is pronounced?
Garza, Madame Garza.
Garza. Sure. Yeah. So they're hunkering down there. That's going to be their symbolic last stand because that's going to show the people that they're there to stay. The Gamorreans are monitoring the spaceports because that's where the big group of Pike Syndicates will most likely come about. And Fennec was going to go straight to the head, because the mayor's
you killed the head.
Yeah. and everything would follow.
Chop
But
the head off the snake. Yeah.
and the along that time, so immediately I already knew. Now that we're seeing which team is in which place, I already kind of felt that the betrayal was coming, which comes in the next scene where we see the different house heads speaking with the mayor and Cad Bane, essentially proving that the dinner that Boba had with the house heads, asking the different families that currently hold Mos Espa to be neutral and not help the Pike Syndicate. They are helping the Pike Syndicate. The funny thing here was Boba did not blame the treachery of these house heads, because understandably that would have been a
the smart thing to do.
So this is one of the issues I have. Like, if he respects it because it's a smart decision, it shows that he's not really smart. I mean, couldn't there have been anything else done instead of that fake neutrality accord that they did? And then even the plan. So the twist here was they were betrayed by the Mos Espa. Wouldn't it have been the same if like a group of 50 Pike members came in? Black K would still have been alone there. The Mos Espa kids would still have been trapped. The betrayal didn't matter if the Pike was gonna come in. I guess they were more surprised. They got surrounded more easily because they had no warning if they were coming from the space. And this is my number one critique. They killed the fucking Gamorreans. They didn't even give them names.
We didn't see them. We didn't see them die.
They fell like
they fell off an extremely high cliff
without names.
Actually, that's one of the things I didn't like.
The without the name is the one that killed me. If they gave them a name, at least it would have made their deaths either respectable or maybe they're alive. But
can I give you hope?
Still.
Can I give you hope? At the end, when Boba was, bowing to everyone, and he was saying, why does it have to be the right arm? Why do I have to bow to everyone? And Fennec tells him that, hey, you should just go back to your bacta tank.
It's filled.
And he said, but it's filled.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought at first it was BK.
Yeah, me too.
But then after a while, BK was there. He even gave him a melon.
Mm-hmm.
So who could be in the bacta tank?
Oh, it was shown. Did you not see the post-credit scene?
Oh, I didn't see.
It's a post-credit scene. We'll discuss at the end. We'll surprise you in the end.
Okay.
Surprise you in the end. I kind of enjoyed that scene too. But no, I mean, yeah, you're right. The Gamorreans most likely have been dead. But I don't know. I mean, maybe they're sturdy enough.
And here I was hoping that they'd still be alive.
This is where my first disappointment came out. Because, all right, you said, smart move in their case to align themselves with the Pikes and the Gets. Cool. You knew that. You didn't have a contingency plan. You didn't have like, all right, expect. If you were a good leader, you would say like, hey, guys, BK, you're gonna monitor this area, update us what happens, expect to be XYZ, and then have a backup plan. That would have been good enough for me, but no, it's just like, smart move in their case, and that was it. So like, what the hell? So that's where we come to the scene where Cad Bane visits Boba. It's a pretty cool scene. I love the fact that they're doing that showdown. And this is where Cad Bane mentioned.
Cad Bane's being smart here. He's like the one that's drawing him out, and everything Cad Bane did was on point for me.
Because Cad Bane is an actually good assassin.
Bounty hunter assassin.
Yeah. So the idea there was Cad Bane was provoking to bring out Boba and the Mandalorian so they can get killed a little bit easier. But Cad Bane also mentioned that he has already killed Cobb Vanth and the Freetowners that they were or the people from Mos Eisley, the Freetowners now that they were counting on for foot soldiers or reinforcements are not coming. So they had a little fight there, and then that's where they started all right. I like the length of the fight scene where starts, where it's just a shootout from here till the end of the episode, which I really appreciate it. So lots of shootouts here.
Not all graded equally. And not all made equally.
Yeah.
that that was the other thing. So um here are like my comments. So we just start of a Star Wars shootout. I know that the laser beams and the sounds are done in post, but they
Mm-hmm.
really need to review how they do the recoil, because everybody is not consistent, and it's not, it doesn't look like there's some kinetic force in their guns. They really need to
Mm.
get like some machine in those prop guns that every time they press, it kind of moves back, because everybody's just doing like this, doing like that, and then all of their hand movements with the lasers were like, this is not great fight choreography at all. Why can't you like hire somebody from like John Wick and do a cool gun scene? So lots of the pikers
But
against.
first, the first Boba Mando scene was great though, with
Oh
them
yeah.
flying and then shooting. That was,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything with Mando was amazing. I don't know why, how they can, how he pops up like a sore thumb in an amazing way, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
he's always well done. All the scenes are amazing. Like,
Once Boba started fighting, I kind of was impressed with him a little bit more. I love
he was good
the
too.
the knee rocket. That was cool.
Yeah,
All right. Them flying around was cool. Them like shielding each other was cool, and then turning around. That was generally fine, but inconsistent. I find there were
and
spots that they were like,
all their interactions was good. Like their talk about, I love that where you can just leave. I gave you my word.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way. I love it, and you still don't
You
see
believe
Mando's
that?
face.
You believe that? Mumbo jumbo.
mhm.
Yeah, but technically he does too, right? He wants to
Yeah.
win them with respect, so that was good.
Yeah.
So here I'll
Uh,
go. I'll skip to my biggest nitpick in this episode, and it's with the scorpion. What do they call it?
Scorpionic droid.
The scorpion
Scorpionic.
droids.
Mhm.
How can there be so much time with Mando and Boba just walking between them, and they're like talking in between? They're standing up and then, oh wait, we gotta move, and then they're gonna discuss something again, or just standing on these in between these two Scorpionics. Like, oh come on, Robert
I'm just
Rodriguez. Like, what the fuck was
again,
happening there?
that was the biggest. I think like, all due respect to Robert Rodriguez, how come like you had such the baddest ass Desperado movies and this fucking sucked?
It's not just that, dude. How can he have done the Boba episode in Mando season 2 so badass, and then this? It's so
I know.
different.
I mean,
Because
I think again,
The Boba episode in Mando 2 was amazing. He
yeah.
was kick ass
Yeah.
there. He was kicking all kinds of stormtroopers ass. And then here it's just clunky. They were talking and walking in front of the droids, and they just,
And
wait, we just gotta move here because they're slow.
so let me push forward to the synopsis so we can further highlight how crappy the fight choreography is. But so more fighting between Boba and Mando are fighting in their HQ. All the other splintered teammates are also fighting and fending for themselves in our different areas, being pinned down. There's a little scene where Fennec helps out the mods, the Power Rangers, when they were being pinned down so that they can go back and fall back to the HQ again. So this is where initially um, they were able to, like, Boba and Mando were able to pretty much clear out most of the pikes, the first wave of the pikes, but they in the end, oh no, that's my bad. They were having a lot of trouble because the numbers of the pike syndicates that they have foot soldiers. So there was a little bit more of a conversation between Boba and Cad Bane, where Cad Bane was taunting Boba about what happened to the
Mm-hmm.
Tusken Raiders. Second point where I was disappointed during that conversation, we're saying like, oh, you knew that we tricked you into thinking that the Tusken Raiders were killed by the speeder gang, but it was essentially the Pike Syndicate or the mayor doing that for them, yada yada yada. He was being manipulated to thinking that the speeder gang was the one that was responsible for the Tusken Raiders' death. We did not. That was a perfect time to have a couple of Tusken Raiders pop up and help out a little bit. And we didn't get that. So I was very disappointed there's no Tusken Raiders in this particular episode. But as the group starts forming again in the HQ, being pinned down, we get the remaining foot soldiers of Freetown to come in, Deus Ex Machina, with their speeder as a shield. And that's where they kind of hold another line, another stand, and kill off a little bit more of the Pike Syndicates, and they were holding their own until two giant Scorpioneck droids come out and just like crushing all of them, and they started running away and retreating. When the Scorpioneck droid or when people were starting to flee and to fight in different areas of Mos Eisley, Mos Espa, we see a couple of really unique choices in terms of how certain people shoot their guns. And I know you guys seen this meme about one of the mods trying to help out Black K, who's been shot a bunch. It's pretty badass. I love that he is so sturdy. But Homeboy spun for no apparent reason to shoot the gun to look cool. Well, in fact, it did not look cool. And it's just like overall, there's like most of the fight scenes were not impressive. I did not like
some. I'd go 50-50. There were some cool parts, and then
there were
like
some
really
cool.
Yeah, but so this is where Boba and Cad Bane did their little one-on-one. Cad Bane. Oh, here's another thing. We see that Boba was just like beat up.
No. Like before that, they split up the Scorpionex, and then Boba leaves and comes back with Rancor.
Boba, yeah. So okay,
Yeah.
I thought that was Rancor after, but yeah. So that was the
No,
cool
because
part.
he fights Cad Bane with the Rancor first.
Yeah,
And then
perfect. Okay, you're right.
Cad
So
Bane versus it.
all right, you're right. Boba leaves. So presumably, so for us as viewers, presumably to get the Rancor, and this is also where Pelimoto, like great timing.
I know, right?
Great timing. In between a firefight, comes in. It's like, oh, I got a surprise for you, and then it's like, turn back, turn back. There's like a sport. There's like Pike Syndicate.
It's a fun scene.
Yeah, that was fun. So like, and then that was the cool part too. Is like in between them being chased by a Scorpioneck, Pelimoto shows Mando like, oh, look what I have, and look, you have the shirt. They call it a shirt, the chainmail. That's pretty cool. And that's where they just survive for a little bit. And again, like you're right. Again, they get pinned again, or different groups get pinned again, and they have to again be saved by another Deus Ex Machina, which this time is Boba Fett riding a Rancor. That was pretty badass.
That was badass.
I also particularly like that in between that scene, Mando was trying to kind of cut through the energy field, which I was very disappointed with, because I thought that the Darksaber was super badass, can cut through anything, but apparently it doesn't. Right, so it can't cut through the force field because their energy weapons can go through the barrier, and then their kinetic weapons are too fast to get in.
Makes sense.
So yeah, but I thought like you're a fucking Darksaber. You should be able to cut through everything.
Even Jedis have problems with shields.
Okay, that I didn't know. So but with the Rancor, this or fighting against a Scorpioneck droid, and the Scorpioneck droid drawing most of his energy to the front so that it can fight the Rancor. Then Mando Din Djarin was able to go into the shield, and then Darksaber one of the Scorpioneck droids out. That was pretty badass. I enjoyed that scene. I enjoyed that. He has the dark saber, and I enjoyed that he's using it properly.
Yeah,
So
I know.
and then they had another a Scorpionic droid to fight off with. This time, like Chubax has mentioned, Cad Bane was able to kind of knock off Boba Fett off
The
Rancor.
Rancor.
The Rancor was set loose, agitated by fire from Cad Bane. Everybody has flamethrowers in the fucking Star Wars universe.
Most bounty hunters though, I think.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's par
so
for the
yeah.
curse.
Yeah, so that's and we have a short but very fun fight scene between Cad Bane and Boba Fett. Boba Fett being owned, but the tables are then turned when after Boba Fett gets disarmed and presumably about to get killed, he turns to his Tuscan roots and uses the Tuscan stick to knock down and stab Cad Bane. So, question there: do you guys think Cad Bane is dead?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yes,
So I don't.
he has droid parts. I don't think.
I hope he doesn't. I think he was pretty cool. I really like him.
I like his voice
Um,
too. Boba Fett.
After that is where we still have another issue with the Rancor being set loose. This is where we see Grogu uses force power to put the Rancor to sleep, but also sleep right beside the Rancor.
That was
okay. That was dope.
But
I
not
found it cute.
not before the Rancor fucked Mando up
100% tries to eat Mando's
multiple times.
Head.
multiple times, which is very cool. Like I love the fact that it
Very
shows how
OP.
strong Beskar armor is. It didn't have a dent. But question to you about who dented Boba's?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was discussing this with one of our Star Wars friends, Fort. In the Legacy books, it was Cad Bane who put the dent in
With what?
in the. I don't know. I forgot to ask, but it is a Legacy book, so I don't know if it's gonna be canon still.
Yeah.
And
but
is
the
it
idea is
confirmed that it's Is it Beskar? I think it's Beskar, right?
oh yeah, I
It
mean,
has
it's
to be, yeah.
Then it has to be Beskar also, probably.
okay.
I
Alright,
mean,
so maybe
probably.
Beskar bullet.
Yeah.
or something
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
Okay.
Or, yeah,
Could
something.
be.
Yeah, because like I multiple times the Rancor attempted not even a scratch, so I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that fact. I would have wanted like maybe a little like cute scar
Scratch.
on Mando's helmet for the
But
next
it
few
will
seasons.
defeat the purpose then. It would,
Sure, but like a little little imperfection, so that was cool. Um, and that's when we have the Rancor fall asleep, Grogu fall asleep. We cut to Fennec taking out the Pikes
that was
Syndicate
awesome.
head,
That was a Batman move, Batman shot.
mayor, all the heads of the houses that betrayed them, and that's where it's like we haven't seen Fennec be badass, and this episode had twice
Master
where he was
Assassin.
badass.
Yeah.
Right, so
I
it's
know.
really really cool.
She was fantastic.
So those scenes were like that one, and some of the discussions, the scenes that feel like Godfather, like mob stories. Those are I love those. It's just some of the decision making of Boba in particular, and some of the action scenes. But yeah, the ending with Fennec was badass.
That's why I'm like so weirded out by this particular series because like how can you have cool Fennec a bunch of times, but on the major set pieces, like why would you make somebody turn? Why is everybody huddled behind one tank? Why are you just shooting and hitting in that? There's like I don't know. It's schizophrenic to me. It's like
Yeah, I mean the scene with Black K coming in from injured, still running. That was badass.
that was
Like,
badass, but also
yeah,
stupid. Like why are you just like waiting for him to walk?
yeah.
Like nobody helping him out. I mean, if that were me, just like I would have had both Mando and Boba
Well,
shield
I
him
mean
while he
that's
was
what
walking back.
eventually happened, right? Boba
At the
came
end,
If
two
in.
steps
you if
in.
you if you also look at how Black K was walking at one scene, there was a shot from behind and he was limping because he was hurt. his right foot was
Was bent.
actually already at a
Mhm.
90-degree angle. So I was like, well, that's bad. That's really bad.
But he's
I like
badass.
that. But the scar,
But
like a giant.
then on other scenes, when you help him up, suddenly his foot's
It's
back
straight.
again.
Well, maybe they. I mean, that's possible. They could just.
Oh, but
turn
dude,
it back.
if it's totally a clean break,
they need
it's like,
they need a
it
splint.
felt like it was wiggling, you know? That's
and
it.
the other thing too is like what you have two tiny kids being able to help Black K up. Come on.
I wonder how heavy.
Well, they
it
have
is.
mods, so I assume
Oh,
they
yeah,
can be a little
yeah.
stronger.
True.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay.
But
Um,
it's still there's something off with them with how their speeders move. Still a little
Yeah.
slow for me. Little unagile in I don't know the term. Not agile enough.
Yeah, they
Poor
can work on
handling.
the speeders that they're using.
Mm.
But after that, so essentially that is where most of the fight scene ends. We cut to presumably sometime after, and most Espa has recovered a little bit, so everybody's back on the streets. We see Fennec and Boba walking the streets and being given tributes or just respect that they know they are keeping the peace in their town. And we have a little bit of banter on, that was another just the other thing that's gonna slap in my face. Like you do everything, and then what does Boba say towards the end of the episode when everybody started bowing to him?
Maybe we're not built for this.
You say that now?
When you win, when you've won, and you've done it.
You
Yeah, I
do
know, I was
everything.
like-
You keep on saying that, why not us? And then now that it's you say, ouch, my shoulder hurts. Maybe we're not built for this. Come on, scriptwriter. Come on.
I know. I agree.
So
That was really bad.
that's where the episode ends. We roll credits, post-credit scene. Pretty cool. And I had to go to like YouTube to kind of explain what we see is Cobb Vanth in the back the tank with
The guy
we don't
who
know.
did Fennec, right?
Yeah, the guy that modded Fennec was there. So the guy's real name, he's like a kind of like a nerdy rapper called Thundercat. So apparently he's very, very popular. That's why people were freaking out when he did Fennec. He looks so cool. He's this
Yeah.
French rapper.
So that's what
Right.
you missed, Jay. Cobb Vanth in the back.
So that's why the back to tank is full. So I like that. We're probably gonna see the mod dude Thundercat as a regular. I like that Cobb Vanth is still there, probably a little bit more enhanced, hopefully. And we still have the gallery of multiple teams and shows both across Mandalorian and Boba Fett in the next few seasons. All right. Now, synopsis is done. Any other thoughts and favorite storylines? Start with you, Jay, about how this series has ended.
I'm happy that it gave Boba Fett some action that he should have been getting more of in the first few episodes. Mando was still fantastic. He's absolutely
He's the star.
one of my favorites. He's the star in this.
Yep.
But you know what? Something that I've realized, maybe the Book of Boba Fett doesn't necessarily have to be about Boba Fett. It's probably just the name of this show, but it's really Tatooine 101, or Tatooine today. I don't know. So that's probably that. It had some of our predictions come true. We had Boba riding a Rancor, which was pretty badass, to be honest. I mean, for him to be the only one to control that Rancor, because Mando tried, you saw it, failed miserably.
The CGI looked really good.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed that.
The CGI
it
looked
didn't
really
pop
good.
out to me, or it didn't cause me to think like, that looked off. Everything with the Rancor looked good.
Another thing, if you're planning to take over a planet, why are you only, and I'm thinking of this from the Pike Syndicate's perspective, I would fucking decimate it. I would send not just 2 Scorpionic droids. I'm gonna send as many as I can with as many troops as I can, so that when people see the amount of troops you have, they'll just like, you know what, I give up because there's no way we're gonna win. It wasn't enough. I thought I was expecting that they'd have a lot of army, a lot of the Spike Syndicate people coming in. I mean, there were a number of them, but it just seemed like there were still more on Boba Fett's side, at least more reliable ones.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and just because you already know it's Boba Fett, there's Fennec Shand, you probably had your intelligence that Black Chrysanthemum joined them, and even Mando. Maybe it's time to pull out more than just 2 Scorpionic droids.
No, I think you can explain that away in the sense that they thought that the neutrality, them breaking the neutrality would have won them the match. I mean, if
That's true.
Fennec didn't save the mods, and if Black K didn't survive,
Probably would have been
they
really
would have
shit.
probably
Yeah.
won.
That's true. That's true.
And I was thinking also, why didn't they use fire spray, Slave One, or the jet, or why didn't the Pike bring in fighters? I think they didn't want to destroy the
They didn't want to
infrastructure.
destroy the city.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't
Yeah.
want to, because they needed it working and thriving. So they made it a ground game, which was okay for me too.
Yeah. I just thought like there's like too few. I mean, like RJ in between. I would have felt that more people on screen would have felt like a bigger fight because it looked like 10 on
Mhm.
10, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't hundreds versus 20 or 30. So it's just again, it highlights that Robert Rodriguez is not maybe he's a good gunslinger one-on-one action
Or
thing, but
you
once you
don't know.
make it
Also,
into a group,
maybe budget wise, they got.
budget wise too, yeah, 100%. Yeah. But again, it seemed like they make again what you mentioned, like the Boba Fett introduction in Mandalorian felt like felt bigger,
Hmm.
right? This one felt super small to me, but again, I'm just happy I'm no longer looking at it as again, it's not Boba Fett's show, it's just a Star Wars show. In the end, it's
Yeah.
all intertwined together. But still, if I am Boba Fett, if I am what's his name? Forget his name. If I'm the actor,
Temo Morrison. I forgot the
uh,
first name.
Tamura Morrison. Yeah. If I'm
Hmm.
him, I'd be disappointed in what I'm seeing in tweets and reviews that the protect Pedro Pascal for carrying 2 shows, right? Something like that. It's going to be when the fear when we started this, I think we discussed this when we started the reviewing a Book of Boba Fett, is Boba Fett has always been this mysterious character that we as the audience fill in the gaps on what he is, and we didn't
Mhm.
know if he can carry a show by himself, and I think it has been shown he can't, or currently he can't. And so both the character decisions on how he's researching who owns the area, but also just overall, like every time that we see him, he gets beat up. He's not the cool he's not the cool assassin anymore, like, which is true, but
Yeah.
I did not see him win a fight outright in the entire series. All I see him is like being beat down. So any other
But he is
thoughts?
getting
Oh,
old.
okay.
You know.
He is getting old, yeah.
He is-
And he just recovered from his back attack too. So
So we have to give him that.
last few thoughts before we go through our final award ceremony, because this is going to be our first award ceremony for a closed season. Thoughts? Go to the awards.
Let's go to awards.
Who are you?
Awards.
Who is your rookie of the year for the first season of the Book of Boba Fett? Rookie of the year meaning it's the first time appearance of that particular character in this show. CHUBAX.
I'd go Black K, just because
No. Yes.
his
Yes.
his look was just the way I mean, character-wise, there wasn't a lot, but just the way they pulled off the look really brought the intimidation factor and it looked really, really amazing.
RJ?
Same. I was giving it to him. Black K all the way, man.
Same. I had it all the way super clear Black K, but because we are all Black K, I'll just special mention is
Cat
Garza.
Bane. Oh, for me, Cat Bane is my special mention.
Okay, so it's your special.
My
So
runner-up. I mean,
yeah, my runner-up is Garza because like her character managing the sanctuary was very interesting, and I would have wanted her in future Book of Boba Fett seasons if we had any. So maybe she'll come back, maybe she doesn't. But I really enjoyed her character. But you're right, Cad Bane was pretty badass too.
Well, my special mention was the Gomorians.
Oh.
I think they really deserve it.
I'm butthurt on that one.
I know. They still didn't get a name, but they were loyal till the end.
What a sad.
We also would have considered the female Tuscan that trained Boba. She was badass too. All right, off to the next award. Who is our favorite special guest for the season? So special guest meaning a character that may have been in other seasons and or series that showed up as a cameo or a little bit in this series. Let's go with you, Jay. Who is your special guest award going to?
Special guest awards. Well, Luke Skywalker for me,
of course,
because I love how they, dude. I had to like rub my eyes for it, and I was just thankful that they redid it from Mandalorian. I just didn't think it would be like you'd really see him walk with Grogu. Explain different angles. And CHUBAX mentioned this last time where Luke was helping Grogu speed up his walk because obviously he has tiny legs. And it was just so natural. I loved it. Luke
CHUBAX,
was amazing.
Who is your special guest award
my
going to?
special guest is Mando.
yeah.
He just I would have gone Luke too, but just Mando stole the show. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I loved him already since he came out first season, but every time I just see him, there's something about Mando that captures me. Captures my
I
heart.
actually thought that Mando was like one of the main characters. I didn't think he was a special guest.
His voice, his look, everything.
Yeah.
I just love it.
My special guest award goes to again, of course, the default answer will be Luke, but I could have convinced myself that I would have seen Luke because we saw Mando and Mando was giving a gift. What I was totally taken aback by was seeing Ahsoka Tano and her giving the actual, the lines were very important, to Mando, which is weird because it's the Book of Boba Fett show, but saying yeah, he's right there. But again, attachment to the attachment makes them, it's difficult for Padawan. So that explanation and of course the subsequent decision of Mando just giving the gift to Ahsoka and him leaving was pretty cool. That's why I give Ahsoka Tano my special guest award. Favorite action sequence of the series? Well, I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about it.
Oh, I have one already.
All right, go ahead. Fire.
For me, it's the train sequence.
Oh, shit.
That was amazing.
I'll change that. Okay.
That was pretty fair. That was pretty fair.
Boba was badass there, and also the female Tuscan, the black Tuscan, with
and
the John Wick shot or old boy scene shot.
And of course, the training montage of the Tuscans learning how to speeder also bleeds into fun. It. So that's why I love it. RJ, do you have a favorite action sequence?
Favorite action sequence? It's a bit of a tie. One is when Mando was on that ledge fighting with, what's the name of the other Mandalorian?
Paz Vizsla.
Paz Vizsla. Yes. I actually like that because it was very ceremonial. and both of them had a great claim to the blade. So it was not out of hatred, but out of respect. My second one, since it's a tie, is really with the Rancor. It's just awesome to see a Rancor fight and finish it. Boom. That's what I thought. He didn't say, Boba didn't say finish him, but that's what I thought he said. I think he said do it. And then the Rancor just rips the Scorpion neck in half.
That was for me.
It's pretty badass.
My favorite action scene. It's great. So I was gonna put the train sequence number one, but my 1A 1B is finally we see somebody get sliced by their own lightsaber for the first time in the entire Star Wars series. So that was my favorite action sequence. Was the very first time we see Mandalorian take the bounty from that place to find where the remaining people from their cult, their tribe was, and him having to use the dark saber to literally decimate that particular team, but also harm himself. That was like super duper cool for me. My favorite. I love how that was integrated in this particular series. Last award. MVP of the season. Again, self-explanatory. Best performance, best character in the Book of Boba Fett, season 1. CHUBAX, who is your MVP for this?
It's Mando.
Yes,
it's Mando. There's nothing else to say.
I'm 100% aligned with you.
As soon as he came out, it's amazing. Like, me and the kids were screaming, and everything else was just, there's nothing else to say. He was badass.
Jay, who's your MVP?
Mando. Sorry, I know it's the Book of Boba Fett, but it just felt like Mandalorian episode series 2.5.
So it's unanimous. Mando also was my MVP, and what's even more sad is my runner-up is Fennec Shan.
Mm-hmm.
She had all the correct quips, retorts, or suggestions to Mando all throughout. So and then my number 3 was Black K, because he's just a badass. And then we get Boba Fett. Right. So he's still there. All right. Those are first ever awards on closing our first season that we really watched through and discussed week on week for our humble little podcast here. Let's close out the episode by giving our final episode ranking for episode 7, Book of Boba Fett. Jay, I'll start with you. Scale of 1 to 10. How do you grade episode 7 of the Book of Boba Fett?
I liked it, but there were just really some things that didn't add up for me in this episode. So I'm giving it an 8.5. Still high.
Still high. CHUBAX.
I will go with a 7, actually. It's still, I mean, it's still good. I still like it.
Oh.
So it's
just that I had my previous ones at 9s. But
yeah, exactly. You know, it's a big
I just didn't want to drop it too much. Out of respect, I would have given, I was thinking of an 8, but then I was like, I was like 9.5.
I mean, my overall, my favorite overall score would be probably 8.5 too. But just for this episode.
Yeah. And for me, this particular episode was also 7. Actually, kind of like a soft 7. I would have dropped it a little bit more. But then again, it's just like there were a lot of cool stuff that was brought down by a lot of bad stuff. And mostly of it was like choreography. So, but again, overall, 7 is not bad. 7 is something that you'd watch, right? So it's a very solid show. And of course, I always give the first season a little bit more leeway because they're finding the characters out. And this is the first time that the Star Wars universe, Disney Plus universe, MCU universe doing like a little bit more of like a Godfather story rather than something sci-fi. So
With
I'm glad that they're
lightsabers.
attempting it. They need maybe another season to like really buckle this down. Um, and
Maybe
yeah, and then of course,
they need to replace Robert Rodriguez.
yeah, again, give a few more directors a few different a flavor. But again, they're discovering a new avenue for these shows, and I really really appreciate it. I like the fact that it's a Star Wars story that has multiple storylines connected to each other. So if they can shore that up, I think when season 1 of Mandalorian came out, people weren't high on it as well. Like people was like, oh, it's aight. It's not the greatest. So once they hit season 2, though, they started like really buckling down. So hopefully that
That's
goes the
true.
same. I haven't heard anything about the next season of Book of Boba Fett. So we'll be on the lookout. We'll update you once that happens.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a very hefty show. Again, we thank you for joining us. Again, next week we have the finale of Peacemaker. We'll do our award ceremonies for both the Peacemaker and the Legend of Vox Machina next week. Episode 8 of Peacemaker and episodes 10 to 12 of the Vox Machina. And we will start with a new series, Yellow Jacket. So watch along with us, discuss with us your theories and thoughts. Subscribe to our channel. Before we do our extra housekeeping, a few goodbyes. Jay?
Thank you again to all our subscribers and for all those that watched our show all the way from episode number 1. So we appreciate and love all of you 511 subscribers to know. Mwah! Thank you.
CHUBAX?
Yeah, still getting surprised and still shocked, still in denial, but keep liking, subscribing. Do leave some comments. We love to talk to you guys. So thank you.
Yeah.
And yes, again, thank you very much to everybody who has supported our channel to date. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you are informed when our new shows drop. We are at youtube.com/plus63hp, Twitter and Instagram at plus63hp. We are on your favorite podcasting app of choice. Please leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on Amazon if you can, all of them. And we'd like to, again, remind our first batch of winners: Manny Abeleda, Philip Woodward, Tim Ramos, Unsane 21 Games, Sean Sharpudin, as well as Rohan. You'll be hearing from us in the next couple of days. Provide us with your details so we can transfer you a little bit of digital currency your way. And again, we thank you for your support. Look out for more cool giveaways, both in cash credits and also in actual physical prices in the next few months. So tell your friends, tell your family, subscribe to our show. We have our reviews episode coming out on Tuesdays. We have our first D&D campaign coming out Wednesdays, and we react to cool new content on Thursdays. With that, I'm Jong. This is Plus63HP. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you in the next one. Bye.